but straightening the wrist with the knuckles and the fingers is pretty painful to him. It takes some effort to actually straighten his legs too. 1 hour is utilized to his legs, each of his legs are put in a plastic splint also for about an hour, and the idea is to keep them straight and at the same time stimulate his brain, according to the therapy people. He sits on his wheelchair, which is this one, for about, on the average, 5 to 6 hours a day. And we try to keep the back of the seat with a high angle as much as possible. He doesn't throw up that often anymore. Again, I already mentioned this. I have every reason or feeling that says he knows what's going on, only that he is unable to get the answer out. When he is in a sitting position in his wheelchair, the left heel doesn't go all the way grounded to the footrest, as against the as opposed to the right heel of his right foot. Many times he would raise his own head from a position like this, move it forward, stay there for a minute, maybe even less, sometimes even more, and then go back. In a sitting position in the wheelchair, I have seen him several times put his head in some control other than totally bent forward or backward for as long as 30, 40, 50 minutes. Paolo? Paolo? I'm now going to straighten his left fingers without straightening it against the wrist. And he seems to tolerate that. I'll try straightening the whole thing with the wrist. And now he's making some sounds, as you could hear. And there goes a sigh. I'm unable to actually completely straighten even the fingers, but I'm trying to straighten the wrist. And one of the exercises I do with the wrist is actually do this, and pull it back like that. On the way back, he is able to tolerate the drive from here to the hyperbaric therapist, which is about a 20-minute drive. Be unloaded through a Hoyer lift from from the truck and into the chamber. 1.5 hours later, he'll be put back into the truck And then as we come back, as we get to the rehab center, we just sit around in the truck and make him take a look at what's around him. Of course, he doesn't really wander around because he doesn't track normally. As a rule, he doesn't track. A doctor of the eye 6 months or so ago took a look at his eyes, and they said they were 20/20. So I guess that means, physically speaking, the eyes are actually good. What may not be really good would be whether he's able to figure out what he's seeing. We are unable to brush his teeth at the back of his teeth. The most that we are able to do is the outside part of the teeth, and dip a swab with 50% hydroxide and peroxide and water, and go to the tongue for fear that he might aspirate. He has 2,400 total calories of Nutren distributed throughout 16 hours, but of course it gets to last 18 hours or so because of stoppage due to giving medicine, being cleaned, and all of that. The consistency of his poop is good, and the size is normally above average. His pee, the volume is also good. He receives 900 milliliters every day from the feeding pump, but the amount of water given to him is probably 150 milliliters every time he's given medicine, and medicine is given at 9 in the morning and 9 in the evening. He has had, for several times he has had, they gave him infection control for UTI, and they always got to be under control.